Come and take a ride with me down to the sea. Take your time as you absorb all of the magical sights, sounds and smells you will encounter as you meander along the contours of the magnificent Cape Peninsula. Marvel at the magnificent 12 Apostles mountain range that watches over the eastern seaboard, contemplating the events unfurling in the uber-trendy beach town of Camps Bay. Get a bird's eye view of the land stretching from Cape Town all the way to False Bay. If you are visiting at the right time of the year, you may be privy to some aerial acrobatics performed by southern right whales. Other visitors to the shores include, but are not limited to, Cape fur seals, Cape clawless otters, orcas and dusky dolphins. False Bay is also the breeding ground of a terrifying but rather magnificent beast, a creature from our worst nightmares, the great white shark, made infamous by the movie Jaws. Hey, enough with that scary stuff. Let's talk about Muizenberg, the surfer's corner, where the long, slow waves are very forgiving. So it's the perfect spot to learn to surf. This area has been gentrified over the last decade, but luckily it has not lost that creative, surfy kind of vibe that makes it such an interesting spot. Cork Bay is a delightful, quirky fishing village that still has an air of rustic charm that is not out of place alongside the esoteric. It has one of the smallest working harbours in the country, and on some days you can still purchase fresh produce right off the fishing boats. You won't do it any justice unless you can spend a full day browsing through the fabulous assortment of curiosity shops, antique dealers, bars and restaurants. Fishhook, translated, means fish corner. It was part of a marine reserve and is one of the favourite family beaches in the peninsula. It is ideal for brisk beach walks with your pooch or family swimming fun. You may even be fortunate enough to be able to watch the trick net fishermen bringing in their haul. The train line that runs from Cape Town to Simonstown hugs the beach from Muizenberg all the way to Simonstown. With views over the Atlantic and down onto all the little beaches, it must be one of the most splendid commuter trips in all the world. Simonstown grew rapidly when it became a Royal Navy base in the early 1800s, peopled by many descendants of the world's sailing and exploring nations, as well as many slave families from the 17th century, and many of South Africa's indigenous peoples who were drawn to the area from across southern Africa. Simonstown has a rich and multicultural heritage. It does somewhat resemble a quaint old Victorian seaside town. Boulders Beach is one of the must-see destinations along this route because you simply must see the super cute, charming, tuxedo-clad African penguins who have been calling this beach home since the 1980s. Keep your ears open and listen for their loud donkey-like braying, which earned them their original rather unflattering name of jackass penguin. They are endemic to the coast of southern Africa and occur mostly on islands, but you will be lucky enough to see them at one of only 2 colonies on the mainland of the Western Cape. Apart from being the most southwestern point of Africa, the impressive Cape of Good Hope at the tip of the peninsula is home to an array of interesting wildlife. You may get to see zebra, blesbok, or eland whilst in the Cape Point Nature Reserve. Please keep a special eye out for the baboons. These are not cute, cuddly animals. They are dangerous. They are not afraid of humans. They will bite if provoked. You are not allowed to feed them, so please don't. The views that you get as you walk up to the lighthouse are nothing short of breathtaking. It is well worth the long drive. There are also ostriches in the reserve, but if you have the time, you should visit the ostrich farm just outside the park, where you can see these huge birds up close and personal. Be aware that they too are dangerous animals and can cause serious damage to you and your property. Their brains are not very big and they like shiny things. Like some people I know. As you start your homeward journey up the east coast of the peninsula, you may notice that the water is much, much icier here. This phenomenon is due to the fact that two ocean currents, the cold Benguela and the warm Mozambican, meet at Cape Point. Unfortunately, for those of you who like surfing, this is also the side with some of the best surfing spots, a major cause of ice cream headaches. Now, get ready for some awesomeness and splendor as you traverse the spectacular world-famous Chapman's Peak Drive, which hugs the near-vertical face of the mountain, clinging above tumultuous seas as it meanders for 9 kilometers around 114 splendid curves between Hout Bay and Noordhoek, a most enjoyable motorbike ride. Chapman's Peak, with its unparalleled beauty and master feats of engineering, was hacked out of the face of the mountain between 1915 and 1922 and has had numerous safety precautions added in recent years. It's time for you to sleepily wend your way back to the magnificent mother city, happy with a rather long day of its splendiferous sightseeing, a day where you have made so many more fond memories. I hope you will be back soon to make more.